Run DMC. Now we put out a video about E40 the other day, and a lot of, well, not a lot. There were quite a few people that came to defend the lyric that we showed by saying, if you just read what was following, he said, not me, not me. But if you read after that, he was really saying that he wouldn't do it the way the guy was doing it. He said he would use a 2x4 and bust the. That was E40's line. Since you're telling me to read for it, I did. But there was one comment that we decided we wanted to address, and this is not a shot at this individual. We're not. However, we do want to bring some things to people's attention because they seem to believe, regardless of what we show them, that everything was better back then. This is the comment. I agree with you on everything, Marlon, except the fact that you said Run DMC. Run DMC had conscious rap even back then. Conscious, meaning they awoken the senses, they spoke about enlightenment, and they were talking positivity. Conscious. Do a little fact checking, but I do agree with you. Have a great day and please respond. Well, since they asked us to respond, we're going to respond because we did find some stuff about Run DMC. Now remember, conscious. That's the key word here. So don't want nobody coming out to me and say that's not bad. We said conscious. The comment we're addressing said conscious. This is a conscious lyric from Run DMC from one of the most popular songs they have, Tricky. In fact, I remember hearing Tricky in Turbo, the little snail movie. Remember? To rock up the tricky, you remember that song? That was in Turbo. And Samuel L. Jackson, and there was about the snail that was really fast. The snail is fast, fast. You remember kids watch it. This is one of the lines. I met this little girlie. Her hair was kind of curly. We went to her house and bust her out. I had to leave real early. These girls are really sleazy. All they just say is please me or spend some time and rock a rhyme. I said it's not that easy. Hey, conscious. No, it ain't. Promiscuous. It what led to the demise of black culture because what they pushed was not conscious. This was rebellion against family, rebellion against marriage, rebellions against parenthood. Run DMC for all the non-cussing music is what you might consider conscious. For all of they weren't like Two Live Crew. Granted, they weren't. But please don't ever call Run DMC conscious. They are so not conscious. They pushed the same narrative. They just did it smooth. They did it very slick and cultured is what they did. Consider it like this. There is two different ways to party. Okay. I'm going to show you some. I'll put you on game yet, even though I am probably the most pale-skinned Negro you'll ever see. I'm going to put you on what I consider game, everybody. Listen carefully. Two different types of partying, okay? There's a party where you go to and it's very sophisticated. Wine instead of rum. You have the hors d'oeuvres, okay? And you have a butler with a white thing draped over his arm. He's giving you beverages, liquor, drink up. And after the party, they have a soiree, and the soiree leads to something more nefarious somewhere in the confines of the quarters. Meanwhile, you go across the street, and everybody got bourbon, and they got Black and Miles, and they got beer, and they got a few blunts, and everybody loud music, and they're doing all the debauchery in front of everybody. Two different parties, you're going to look at them differently, right? But they all have the same means. Neither one of them going to lead you to a wife. Neither one of them going to lead you to proper behavior. One's just dressed up. The other one ain't. That's the difference between Run DMC and Two Live Crew. Run DMC will come to you with liquor that's wine. It won't be slit small. It'll be wine. And you can still be drunk on wine. In fact, I would say wine drunk is worse than most others, but that's just me. On the other hand, they're going to just give you a straight shot. They give you that. That's the only difference, man. Both debauchery. Both taking you to the same location. One, you just willingly going down the street skipping. And the other one, you walking or probably taking a nice limousine to it. You're still going there. So please do not conflate what you might think is conscious because it doesn't speak the way the other one speaks as being a positive influence. It is not. If you consider finding a little girly, whether you feel that is might be a little girl or someone that you term a little girly because they're petite, and then you follow that up by taking her to her house just for the purposes of having your way with her and leaving early, she's not the sleaze. You are. Mm. You are the sleaze, Run DMC, because that's what you are going with the intent to do. Abuse the child or the woman, whichever you want to term it as, however you think they speak. You went there to abuse them physically in a sexual manner and left and say it's not that easy. It's tricky, but conscious. Anybody else care to throw another name in the hat? I saw someone put KRS 113 and up. Again, if you have somebody that you consider a clean rapper, I would love to hear them. Give me a name, and we can possibly more than likely find at least one, maybe 10 songs that they've done that will be absolutely not okay because they all had the same agenda, and that agenda was the destruction of the black family, the destruction of fatherhood, and they succeeded. Run DMC included. So hopefully we can put this argument of defending debaucherous behavior to rest. Stop trying to defend something that's indefensible. It's not defendable. Okay? It's not. Just because one person says 9, 10, 11, and up, and if you bleed, you're getting bopped, and then the person right after that said, nah, not me, not E40, I'm going to take a 2x4 and bust a girl. It's the only difference is I won't talk to you. I'm going to break your kneecap so I can do what I need to do to you. E40 was probably worse in his lining because he didn't disagree. He just told you a different way to do it. Reading is fundamental, like some like to say. Very fundamental. And even if you want to say he did not want to do what the prior verse said, he still went to something that's also a problem in the black community, and that's domestic violence to get what you want. He said 2x4. You're going to come and say, that's not what the term he meant by 2x4 is his thing. So let me get this right. You're still okay with it because it's not an actual piece of lumber. You okay with him going and doing something nefarious to her against her will because it's not a piece of 2x4. That sounds even better. Sure, let's go with that. Some of y'all need to really have a reality check and really check your moral compass because it's broken, busted, beyond repair. Get a new one. Get a new one. You can't defend it. I don't care what you do. You can't defend it. I mean, to yourself, you might defend it and you might be okay with it. But that just tells me a whole lot more about you than anything else. It doesn't tell me anything about our moral stance. It tells me about yours. So, for future reference, their lyrics, not mine. Still debaucherous, still promoting the demise of the black culture, regardless of how nicely they phrased it. If you disagree, holler at me. Oh, second, one more point before I forget. If you don't want to leave your comment, please come talk on the screen. We don't bite no more. We promise we don't bite no more. We'll come, have a discussion. You break down your points. We'll listen. We'll give you any time you want. In fact, if you want 20 minutes to flush out your question and your answers, do that. We'll let you come and just vibe and talk all you want. Just afford us the same situation. Come have a conversation. If you think we really are this wrong and we ain't from this place and we ain't from that place and we ain't from the hood and we don't know what we're talking about, educate us. Put us on game. We don't bite and we ain't gonna fight. Anyway, up to you. Not trying to force you to do it. But if you really want to get to the bottom of this because you say you care about communities, step on up to the plate and come talk to us. We'll be waiting.